It's a new day, Newnan. Yes, it is. Your turn.
Oh, to sound like that and do
Yeah,
it
say the same thing.
in that exact same way.
Well, as well as you can copy me.
It's a new day, Newnan. Yes, it is.
Click, click, click,
Click, click, click, click.
click, click. It is I, Newnan Time with Harold. Introductions. That's a good idea.
Woo.
And welcome to Newnan Podcast with Harold. There may be a lot of imitators, but there's only one. What's the word that runs the imitator? Simulators?
Sure.
Simulators. And we simulate a good time. I'm here with the queen of being cute, the angel in the outfield and my infield,
Oh.
Hanley. And I am Harold. And why do I exist? You may be asking yourself if this is your first time listening to an episode. I exist to make the town of Newnan, Georgia, United States of America, the continent of North America, planet Earth, the galaxy, what's our Milky Way? Milky Way?
What's
our Milky Way?
The Milky Way galaxy?
In the Milky Way, in the Andromeda?
No, Andromeda is the one near us that one day is going to crash into us and make us
What's our
not
system?
existing. We're Milky Way.
Oh, I thought it was like the Milky Way in the Andromeda system. I was homeschooled, all right? So if you're listening to this and you're thinking, what an actual idiot, you're right. You're right. But I have a reason to blame it on, and that would be my mother. So take that, Mom. Just kidding. Love you, Mom. It's almost Mother's Day. Love you, Mom. Love you, Mom.
You should make her a song.
What do you think I'm doing right now?
Oh.
Love you, Mom. Love you, Mom. So Hanley today, we went to Shalaka's, right? Shalaka's, they had their what did they call it?
I like how you say the name of this restaurant.
Shalaka's?
I don't know the right way. The
Shalaka's?
way you say it is a little different from how I'm used to hearing
Chilaki's.
it. And so I like the way that you say it.
We went to Chilaki's. Well, how do you say it? How do you say it?
How do I say it? Probably not the right way. I say Chalakas.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
No, I'll say it again.
Chalakas?
Oh, now you're saying it that way. You were doing like a
Shalakas?
shalaka. I don't know. It was cute though. I liked it.
Well, y'all listen back. If you thought I was cute, make sure you email me at noonantimewithharold@gmail.com or text me at 678-877-9070. It's been multiple episodes now where I've shared my phone number, and thus far, no one has texted me. That's some bull.
I mean... Sorry. Oh no, random people from the internet aren't texting my boyfriend. Oh no.
That's selfish thinking of you, Hanley.
You're right.
Hanley. Anyways, what was my point? We were at Chilaka's. What do you want to call it? Chai? Where Chai?
Not that one.
Chi.
Nope, getting worse. Not that one either.
Lackeys.
No.
Lackeys is cute.
Nope.
Mexican restaurant.
The newly renovated, freshly improved Chalakas.
Yeah, they renovated. And so we went there for the first time since they renovated, because they renovated it during Hanley's birthday weekend, so we couldn't go during that time. And while we were there, Hanley started singing this dumb thing. She just started singing something dumb, and I don't know how it happened and what prompted it, but it was something really dumb, and I thought it was just like she was talking and telling me a story. Then I realized, as we went a few seconds into it, that she was singing a song. And it was the theme song from the television program, The Nanny.
What prompted it was the television over the bar that was playing The Nanny.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And then you started singing it. And she started singing The Nanny song, and I don't know it. So I thought she was, like I said, I thought she was telling a story about a friend of hers that lost their job and got thrown out of the... How's it go? Sing the Nanny song.
Well, now I'm trying to remember how it starts. Something
Kimmy
about her...
is an average kid.
Nope, wrong one. Something about her boyfriend. Oh, she was working at a bridal shop in Flushing. Okay, wait, disclaimer. I only know like 80% of the words and I make up the rest.
All right, have at it.
So it's like she was working at a bridal shop in Flushing, Queens, when her boyfriend kicked her out in one of those crushing scenes. Where's she to go? She's out on her fanny. Now, over the bridge to Flushing, to the Sheffield store. She was there to sell makeup, but the father saw more. She had style. She had flair. She was there, and she became the nanny. And there's more. It keeps going.
And it keeps going, because then it talks about the 3 kids, right?
Mhm.
And then there was Johnny, and he was short.
Nope.
Then the other girl was a little bit shorter. But when she started, and she's like, how's it start again? Something about she got kicked out of her bridal shop.
Yeah, she was working at the bridal shop, but then her boyfriend like broke up with her, and then she had to stop working there. And then she was selling makeup, going door to door.
Right. And Hanley, you got to understand, she constantly spends all day telling stories about students and people she works with. So she started just saying this thing, and it took me a while to realize that her story rhymed. And then I realized that she was singing it. And I was like, what is happening? But then when she said the nanny, I was like, oh, it got me.
Mm-hmm.
It was very confusing.
Well, I didn't say, oh, the nanny's on. I just started going.
She started singing the song, and then we talked about the nanny, and I got on YouTube and I looked it up. And you like the nanny, right? Tell us about
the nanny.
Why? It's old.
Probably partially for nostalgia's sake because I watched it a lot when I was growing up, but also it's just cute.
Those are great reasons. It's just cute.
There's a love story. There's kids that are learning how to like grow into young adults. And it's the dad trying to learn to like be a better parent for them and having his viewpoints challenged by this person that came in and was like, yo, man, maybe the way you're doing things needs a little bit of a flipperooey.
That's a way better answer. That actually sounds good. And I think we decided that later tonight we're going to watch an episode because I've never seen it.
Uh-huh.
Which I wasn't allowed to watch things like that when I was a kid. When I was a kid, we watched Christian stuff. We watched Salty, the Singing Songbook. We watched VeggieTales. And we watched, not the Breakfast Club, some other kind of club. We watched Focus on the Family films. Lots of Focus on the, Focus on the Family?
Isn't that the Chick-fil-A one? No, that's WinShape.
I don't know.
Focus on.
It's kind of the same.
I know they don't like I know they don't like gay people. I know
Focus
that one.
on the Family doesn't?
Yeah, aren't they like
church thing?
Yeah, they're very much like
McGee
gay
and me,
marriage is bad. That's why they're
McGee and
focusing
me.
on the family because real families are between a man and a woman and whatever kids they make.
I like that voice. That's the only people who feel that way. Are those people and J.K. Rowling. Which I don't even think that's true. I know that she doesn't like trans people, but I think she's fine with gay people.
I never asked her.
Oh, do you want to call her?
Nope.
You want to tweet her?
Nah.
Why not?
I have better things to do. Like
then tweet
be on
J.K.
this
Rowling.
Podcast right now.
That's true. I'll get at you, J.K. I'll hit you up in a little bit. But yeah, when I was a child, I wasn't allowed to we had to sneak everything. We had to sneak inappropriate music. We had to sneak inappropriate shows. I'm assuming it was like Wild West for you. It was just like you can watch beheading videos, some ISIS.
Yeah, I didn't really have rules. I mean, one time when I was little, I watched Ghost Ship, the horror movie, like when it was new. So I'm aging myself. Whenever Ghost Ship came out, I was probably in like 3rd grade. And it scared me for a long time.
I've never seen it.
Oh, that's another thing we could watch then.
What's the song?
I'm a ship and I'm a ghost. Brr, 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 brr.
I landed on my ship, Fanny.
At the very beginning, some birds die and it's really awful.
Speaking of which, do you want to tell us about the ducks?
Oh no, we're getting very off of whatever topic we were on.
Well, pretend like this happened in Newnan, and so it would be Newnan themed.
The dead bird happened in Newnan at Chalaka's.
Yeah, walking in Chalaka's, there's just a little dead baby bird laying there in the driveway.
And of course, it was a little baby bird.
That's what I just said.
I know, but I'm emphasizing it was a little baby.
It was a baby.
Not that grown-up birds are worth less, but dang.
It was an elbow baby.
Was sad.
It didn't have no feathers yet. It was just like nasty.
Oh God, we're gonna make people cry.
Looked like a piece of bubble gum with a beak on it.
I hated it.
And then what happened with the ducks? Tell us about the ducks.
Oh my goodness. So when I was driving home from work today on the interstate.
Yes.
Where it's pretty trafficy because it's around 5 o'clock. All of a sudden, I'm like, what is that moving across this busy interstate highway? And I'm like, that is a duck.
A duck.
It is not just a duck. It is a duck followed by ducklings. These poor baby ducklings were blindly following their stupid duck mom into traffic. And it is one of the worst things I've seen in a long time.
Now, it's important to note, you didn't see anything happen to them.
No, I saw them manage to survive the car behind me, but I can't imagine that it went well for them. And the the mama duck, the leader of this terrible, terrible mission,
Always the mom's fault.
also looked really young. Because you know when ducks are young and they still have that fluffy brownness to them? Not like big feathers, but it was fluffy. I'm like, is this like a teen mama duck? And I was telling Harold, I'm like, maybe she was like a teen mom and like, I can't take this. This is too much. And she just decided to walk her baby ducklings into to traffic. It was
I
really
tried to
terrible.
reassure Hanley that just because she saw them walk into traffic doesn't mean they're dead, and that they could very
That's what
well
we would
be
tell
alive.
like my 7-year-old. Okay.
It could be true. I've seen lots of videos of animals on highways, and they survive. If you're listening to this and you've ever seen an animal survive on the highway, email me, noontimewithharold@gmail.com, or text me. I'm going to give you your phone number.
Don't do that.
678-877-9070, and let me know if you've ever seen an animal survive on the highway. Anyways, so we talked about shalakas, talked about ducks, talked about baby birds, talked about ghost shit, talked about the nanny. That's a full episode, and we're only 11 minutes in. There's nothing else to talk about.
Should we just hang up?
Now, let's talk about your birthday. Hanley had a birthday a couple of weeks ago. And full disclosure, we already recorded a whole podcast episode talking about this and giving the rub down.
Rub down. Oh.
Rub-a-dub-dub, 2 men in a tub. Now we're both fantasizing about 2 men in a bathtub.
No, I was thinking about ducks
no, we're not.
again.
Never mind. We're not thinking about men in a bathtub.
Thinking about ducks would like to be in a bathtub.
Maybe that's where they were on their way.
Moving on.
So Hanley had a birthday, and we had to figure out what we were going to do for Hanley's birthday. And most people on their birthday just make a decision and they stick to it. That ain't Hanley's style. Hanley's style was, you want to explain the process of getting to what you wanted to do for your birthday?
Well, okay. So Harold was being very, very supportive.
As always.
And he's, it started with a simple, what do you want to do for your birthday? And I stay busy. I wasn't worried about my birthday. My daughter's birthday's 2 days before mine, so I wasn't really thinking about mine. I'm like, I don't know, I'll think about it. Time passed. And she thought about it. She is me.
She thought about it.
She is me. But it was really a passing thought. I'd be like, oh, okay, here's a thing. Moving on. So here we were, a couple days before, and I'm sitting in front of the computer like, I still haven't picked anything. And he had offered to come up with it for me. He's like, I can make the plan. You just got to tell me that's what you want.
Right, because I didn't want to, I don't like surprise birthdays. Like, I don't like, I'm going to wake up and there's going to be a surprise party. Like, I like to plan out everything I'm doing socially. So I didn't want to surprise you. But if you would have told me you wanted me to surprise you for your birthday, I would have surprised you for your birthday. And I have a whole plan, and it's all in my head. And now I'm just going to save it for another birthday.
Oh, man, I bet what you would have come up with is way better than anything I could have come up with.
I doubt that. What I came up with for my birthday last year was go to Texas Roadhouse and go see a wrestling show.
Well, yeah, but it's not your fault your birthday got ruined.
Whose fault is it?
My dad.
Whoa! Shots fired. Yeah, last year our birthdays were not the most fun that we've ever had.
Yeah, we've mentioned it a little bit before, but yeah, I spent my birthday with you because you thought your mom might die.
Yeah, we were up in, not Nashville, Chattanooga?
Yeah.
Chattanooga, where my mother was having brain aneurysms and strokes, and seeing her in the hospital for what could have been the last time.
It was very scary.
It was very scary. But she was very glad that we made your whole birthday about coming to visit her. Because if it was the last time my mom was going to be alive, we wanted to make sure that we were there for your birthday. And then on my birthday this year, as has been discussed before, Hanley's dad dies.
It's so rude. Like, you picked on his birthday, not like near it. Like, way to go,
Yeah,
Dad.
my mom at least had her brain aneurysm 3 days before your birthday.
Yeah.
We just had to go there on that weekend. So I guess my parents are better.
And then she like survived it, so.
Right, faker.
Your mom, yeah, she tried harder, I guess. I'm using, okay, anybody else that's lost a parent probably understands, or lost a person, use humor to cope and mask
you're
with
using
loss.
humor against my mom. I'm not going to use humor against your dad.
What's he going to do?
Wow.
Again, use humor to mask.
Yeah, so on my birthday, I went and saw a movie with my kid, and I went to IHOP by myself, and it was all building up to when Hanley finally got off work, and I was so excited. It was going to be such a good birthday night. And Hanley calls me on her way home and says, "I'm going to ruin your birthday." And part of me was like, "Oh, she's going to do something silly like I forgot to get candles." Or, "Oh, I have to go pick up the kids because their dad's busy." But nope, she was like, "My dad died."
Wah, wah. It's like a reverse birthday. It's an unbirthing.
It's an unbirthing.
Yeah, you were birthed on the day of his unbirth.
And that'll be what it's like forever now.
Yeah.
Every day. That means even when I was born, he died.
Every day. Even nope, didn't follow that one.
You wouldn't get it. It's like, it's deep, and I'm a deep intellectual. For those that are listening to this, and you know that we've talked a lot about her father dying. That's why we're kind of nonchalant about it right now. It's not something that this was back in December. It's not like it happened yesterday, and we're just now talking about it. I'm checking. I'm watching Hanley.
Oh, you're trying to make sure I'm okay?
Talk to make sure you're okay.
Oh, yeah. No, I cry when I'm alone. I'm fine talking about it on the podcast.
Yeah. Just means when this podcast is over, Hanley will go into the garage.
Into the garage?
Yeah.
Gross. I'd go into like the bathroom or the closet. Those are the cry spots.
The closet?
Yeah.
Bathroom
Since I was a
makes
kid,
sense.
the closet's the cry spot.
Well, not anymore. I'm here to solve your issues. So you're sitting at the computer.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Anyway.
Thinking about your birthday, and what comes of that?
Well, as in normal Hanley fashion, what came of it was a list. I had already started the list, though, with like pros and cons and pricing and blah, blah, blah. And then eventually, I was like, wait a minute. I got an email for the Great Wolf Lodge, which, if you're not familiar, if you didn't catch our review of it when we went before, it's very much targeted at families and children, not two grown-ups going to celebrate a grown person's birthday. But I thought that sounded like fun.
Some of the other options we discussed were, I'm not going to remember any of the names. Biltmore.
Mm-hmm. Biltmore was one.
Callaway Gardens.
Mm-hmm.
Too much pollen, though. We decided on off of Callaway. Shady Oaks Manor. I don't know. I'm just making up fancy sounding places.
That sounds like where you retire in the game of life. It's like one of the choices for where you can retire. Like,
well, maybe we're going to retire. If we keep up with the way other birthdays work, someone's going to die when we're there.
Jeez. Chateau Alon was one that we looked at.
Chateau Alon. That's what I was thinking of when I said Shady Oaks Manor.
And then there was the cool place that you can rent that it's kind of like a tiny apartment, but you get your own private miniature swimming pool.
I thought that was Chateau Alon.
Nope. I think it's Bellemere or Bellevue. I think it's Bellemere.
Bellemere.
It's Bellemere
Bellemere.
Suites.
Ooh la la.
It's very pricey but for a night somewhere. But if that's like all you're doing, where that is the activity, it's reasonable. If that's the case, I thought.
Yeah, and we looked at it, but I say we. Well, Hanley is always good about, even if there's something she really wants, she takes in other people's thoughts. She's good about that with me and her children and my child. So it was very much here are my top 3 now that we thought about Great Wolf Lodge. Which one would you like to go to?
Oh, because you also said Six Flags.
Yeah, we talked about Six Flags, just because we've never done an amusement park together. And we decided that part of it is because we've done Great Wolf Lodge before. We did it with the kids, though, and we know that our bodies can handle it. I say our bodies, my body mainly.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid diabetes. That's pretty good. Diabetes. And we know that it's expensive, but we know how expensive it is. And so we decided that for Thou's birthday, we would go to Great Wolf Lodge.
Yeah, and as a quick aside, if you're ever looking at going to Great Wolf Lodge, do not pay full price. It is astronomical. They always have some kind of coupon going on. We got like, I think, half off. You don't have to look far. The coupons are posted, but to go there without one is crazy expensive.
Yeah, I guess that's a fair point. I didn't even think about the fact that we didn't. I mean, I would have paid full price if that's what you wanted to do.
Oof, it was a lot.
You weren't going to pay for it? Well, stop woofing me.
Oh, that's right. The wolves don't woof.
They
ow.
So Great Wolf Lodge is basically a water park It's got water slides, it's got wave pools, it's got lazy rivers, it's got an outdoor pool, but it also has like an inside entertainment center, which has got like a mini bowling, putt putt, arcade, a magic wand thing where you run around the place and you use your magic wand. Am I forgetting anything? Dance parties,
Yeah, the little kid dance
souvenir
party.
shop,
You said bowling?
little mini bowling,
Yeah, mini bowling.
little baby bowling for little bowling balls.
Oh, they've got like it's not a big one, but they have the aerial ropes course thing inside and like a rock climbing wall.
And the rock climbing wall. Yeah. We talked about that. We didn't do any of that. We did the arcade, but that's it. Because we are on a budget, because we are mature grown-ups.
Mm-hmm.
Had to look at her to see if she agreed with that, and she did agree with that. And that's not to say we spent all of our time on your birthday hanging out at Great Wolf Lodge. We also went to, what was the winery, the wine tasting place where they put the wine on the little twisty things that look like trees?
That was Nutwood.
Nutwood, which is the funniest name of any place. Like, let's go drink from Nutwood.
It was really lovely, though. I liked it a lot.
It was that you choose your wines for your wine tasting, and they put it on like a stand that looks like a tree.
I love how you're like doing this with your hand to show it the tree. They can't see you.
It's a podcast. You can see though.
I can. It's
and
cute.
You don't know what a tree is. And you're the one who wasn't there, so I have to explain it to you.
Yes. Thank you.
Of all the people, so that was cool. We did that. We went to some dumb ice cream place.
Oh, Ice Queen.
I only say dumb because I don't eat ice cream, so I just watched Hanley eat ice cream.
Yeah, it was fine. We went with the kids, and it was really good. So I think I just got something that wasn't great.
And I didn't get ice cream when we went with the kids either.
You stole some, right?
I stole some of it this time too. I always steal. I always steal and lie and Knieve. Evil Knievel. Right?
Mm-mm.
Wait, what? Is it Knievel?
I'm not talking
Evil
about that. I'm
Knievel?
talking about how you're saying that you always lie.
Oh, that's true.
You
Well, I said I always
connive,
steal is what I
Knievel.
said. In fairness, I said I always steal. I didn't say I always lied. You put that out into the universe. So thanks a lot for that.
Whoops.
Let's see. Did anything like really exciting happen at Great Wolf Lodge?
The lazy river.
No, I said exciting, not miserable.
Wow. Maybe you do lie.
You guys know what a lazy river is, right? You sit in an inner tube and you painfully slowly move in a big old circle.
Beautiful.
And you don't get to do it by yourself. There's lots of other people in there. So you get grown up feet bumping into you, grown up toes of all different origins, rubbing your arm. The amount of toes that touched my elbow while I was in the lazy river was infuriating. I've never had so many toes touch me. I would just be floating there and trying to enjoy myself, trying to get locked into the moment with Hanley, and all of a sudden some big ass toe is going to rub my arm. What is it about toes that you like so much?
It's not about the toes.
It is about the toes.
Okay, once I mastered the lazy river, I knew how to be protected from all of the limbs that were flailing about. So you were just doing it wrong.
By master the lazy river, you can close your eyes and pretend like they're not toes touching you.
Well,
I can guarantee you, because I saw it myself, that you have grown men feet floating. Because what makes sense is to get in the inner tube, feet down, and like hold into it. But most people don't do that. They sit in there just with their butts in there, so their feet are just sticking out. So everywhere you look is not water and fun and laughter. It's big man toes.
That's not how I did it, though.
I developed a reverse foot fetish while I was there.
Oh my goodness.
Which is a foot unfetish. I don't get the lazy river, and it's not even that. It's also that there's waterfalls at this lazy river
that part was
fall
bad.
on you and blind you. And I think they purposely do that because if your eyes are full of chlorine, it's harder to notice all the damn toes.
You're just wrong.
About the toes? Which part of this is wrong? These are factual.
Okay. Here's what really happens on the lazy river. So, yeah, when you first get there, you might have to learn how to navigate this terrain. It is
Terrain.
it is a little treacherous. There are obstacles, there are limbs flying, there are random water spurts that will attack you. But once you've mastered the path, then it's all smooth sailing. Here's what you gotta do.
I was about to ask, what do we have to do?
So, you gotta get your tube, and you don't actually, like, you don't sit in it like you were talking about the grown man toes. You don't put your butt in it and float
I
around.
I agree. Completely agree that that's not how you should do it, but there's no rules. There's not like a sign that says, don't sit your butt down and put your nasty feet out.
You also don't like get the tube around your waist and then just lean forward where your
don't agree with
face
that.
is just there to be attacked by everything around you. There is a third way that to the outside eye might look ridiculous, but if you're in your nice, safe, happy hole inside your tube, it is magical.
Mhm.
So you get into the tube, but
I'm listening.
you don't put it around your waist. You keep it kind of around your shoulders and your head, and then you hold on to the outside where everything is under the water except your shoulders and your head. Like you're just clinging onto it and wearing it like kind of like a tube necklace. And so the tube is actually surrounding your head. Like there's a big old safety bumper car around your noggin. And so you are completely contained into your bubble. And when you're under there, you don't have to look at people. You don't have to talk to them. You don't have to have toes in your face. You can just close your eyes and sail.
And when you put it like that, it sounds magical. But that doesn't take into none of that protects you from the other obstacles that are there. The water still falls all over your head. The kids that are in there with you that bump into you and knock into you and jump on your tube, that all still happens. And even though your eyes are shut, them toes still be out. You know how many times I have my eyes closed and I open them just in time to see a toe?
Well, you didn't do the most important thing. You stay until everyone else is gone.
Oh, you're the only one who did that. Literally, when the park was closing, and they're like, 15 minutes left until blah, 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 blah. Everyone is getting their stuff and packing up and getting ready to move on to the next adventure. No, not Hanley. Hanley's the last one. Floating in the lazy river. I'm sitting by myself at a table.
You should have been in the lazy river with your girlfriend when I was the only one in there floating around enjoying the space.
When I got out, you were not the only one in there. There were still plenty of feet. Like if you count 10 toes on each person, which we're not going to assume every person has 10 toes. I personally know someone who only has 3 toes. And if you're listening to this, go to hell, dude.
I don't know who. Wait,
Stuart only
I was
has
about to
3
say,
toes.
wait, I can guess if you're speaking to him like.
Because he has an artificial leg.
Uh-huh.
And then in his left foot, he's missing 2 toes.
What happened to them?
He was just born that way. God went, LOL. Hashtag 3 toes.
This sounds like there's more to this story.
Wait, you're like, you don't believe me that he was just born missing parts of his body?
He's just born without the toes anyway.
Yeah.
Huh.
Have you noticed his hand? He's missing fingers on his hand too.
Nuh-uh.
Yes, he is.
I've been around this person so many times.
No, and it's okay. We're not saying there's anything wrong with missing limbs on your body. It's perfectly okay to be missing limbs. But when he plays video games, his left hand, he holds it upside down because he only has these. I'm showing her. He only has his ring and his pinky and part of his middle finger, so he can't use his thumb. He doesn't have the thumb. So he has to play with his left hand upside down on this side of the controller. It's quite fascinating.
Huh. Next time I see him, be like, show me your hands.
Let me see them hands. Give me that foot.
He just spent like 30 minutes talking to us about a video game, and not once did I think, let me see the hands he plays video games with.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay if my girlfriend's not thinking about other guys' hands.
Just toes.
Just toes. You can think of, well, you should think about the toes to protect yourself from the toes. Anything else important happened? We really liked the water slides. Water slides were fun. Oh, you took like a 4-hour nap.
Nuh-uh. Not 4 hours. I took a little nap in the sunshine.
Now, it sounds like you're picturing like the beach where you lay there and there's the beautiful sounds and the sun's beating on you and you have the smells that are good and it's relatively quiet. No, 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 no. We were outside the public pool where the sound of screaming and children and lifeguard whistles were blowing and the smell of trash filled the air. And that's where Hanley put down her metaphorical sleepy tent.
It's your fault. You snuggled me in a chair.
I did snuggle her in a chair. And if that makes her fall asleep instead of wanting to be sexy, then I'll take it.
If we are outside at the Great Wolf Lodge, yeah, sleeping is more likely than the other thing.
It was our last day there. We could have gotten kicked out. We could have. It would have been your birthday surprise. We are going to get arrested for public indecency.
Oh, no. Oh, no. You're trying to one up and make each birthday worse than the last.
Can you imagine if that's what I did?
Oh, gosh. We should have started smaller. If each one's going to be
Our
worse
first
than the last.
birthday together wasn't bad. I mean, we were both still married to other people.
Yeah.
But we like spent the day together. We went to the zoo and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we did not have an affair.
Yeah, that's
Does
me.
not sound like an affair. We had a agreed upon open relationship, ethical non-monogamy. That is how we got together. True love.
Yeah, it's a complicated tale.
Which we'll get into in another episode.
Yeah, I always say one day we'll talk about it.
One day we'll talk about it. But it's important to remember our first birthday together for you. Mine wasn't great. But our first birthday together with you was a pretty fun day.
When we went to the zoo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a good zoo day.
Yeah, I gave you presents that you liked.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing else happened that day that's worth mentioning. Nothing else happened that would get you kicked out of the Great Wolf Lodge if you did it outside.
I had a nice nap.
Topic change. So yeah, Hanley took a nap. That was pretty thrilling.
I can nap anywhere.
You really can. You're like a bear.
I've always been this way. I always remember when I fell asleep as a child at Monster Truck Rally. Do they call it a rally? Monster Truck Rally?
Like you said, do they call it a rally? Then you repeated it again. To see
It
if it
felt
feels
right.
I do think it's called a Monster Truck Rally. Did we look it up? They call it a Monster Jam is like the name of the company.
But my dad spent all this money to get us tickets, and
you slept.
I slept through it.
How old were you? Like 20?
No, I was a child, so I was probably like
20
I
is
don't know,
a child.
10 or 11.
Okay.
I wasn't like 4.
So yeah, it's about Harold Jr.'s age. I couldn't imagine her sleeping at a Monster Truck Rally.
I can sleep.
I can sleep.
I'm a sleepy girl.
I can sleep clearly now. The rain is gone.
And I told you if I laid down, I was gonna fall asleep.
We have that conversation probably every single day.
Yeah, we just had that wrestling party, and when you said come snuggle me, I'm like, okay, if I lay down, I'm gonna fall asleep. And so here with people I had literally just met, I laid down and I went to bed.
But it's in your living room at least. Like if we weren't at somebody else's house and you fell asleep on their furniture, like you should feel comfortable enough in your own home to fall asleep. You should feel comfortable enough to just get in your little underwear and sleep. I'll put a blanket on top of you. Me and you be under a blanket, making out on the couch while everybody else is there watching WrestleMania.
I don't think you want that.
I don't think I do either, actually, the more I talk about it. And it's nothing against my friends. I just don't want my friends to hear me be happy.
Oh, that's what it is.
That's what it is. But we didn't do any of this on your actual birthday.
Oh, yeah.
All of this was done birthday weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Because Hanley's so extra, she has to have a whole weekend.
Ah, yes, I forgot how I declared that was the rules.
I do declare. You did make a point to be like, whatever we do, I don't want to do it on my birthday. I want to save my birthday for relaxing.
Well, that's because my birthday was a Sunday and I had to go to work.
Oh, that's right.
It was like the end of spring break, and it was the day before having to go back to work for spring break.
So on your birthday, we took it relatively easy.
Mm-hmm. Spudding.
We spudded. That is a Hanley, I was going to say catchphrase, slogan thing she always says. Spud. She says she looks like a spud. She says she feels like a spud.
There's different levels of spud, though. Like, if I'm kind of cute, I can be a sweet potato. But if I'm just spudding, I'm like talking about a russet potato that's underbaked and still got dirt on the outside.
This is so vivid.
No butter, no sour cream.
No chives.
Just spudding.
Just spudding. So we spudded, as you so eloquently say, spudded on your birthday. We didn't just spud. We did important things.
Let's see. Oh, we got Doba, which is always a good choice. Doba Cafe in downtown
The
Newnan.
one with the worst hours.
Oh, it has some weird hours.
What are the hours? Let's look it up. I have it open somewhere.
They open really early.
They open at 6 a.m. every day of the week, and they close by 2:30 every day of the week. And then, of course, since it's downtown Newnan, what do you guys think happens on Mondays? It is closed on Mondays. Silly. I don't get it. Why is everything closed in downtown Newnan on Monday?
Because they know that's our date day.
Well, then that's why they should be open. So
They're
we can.
avoiding us.
That's rude. We can't go there and enjoy Doba. You even said today before we went to, you were like, I kind of want a coffee. Oh, I wish Doba was open so we could go. We could have gone there on our date day today and Doba'd you.
Yeah, I wish Doba was open all the time.
24/7 Doba machine that you can live out your picket fence dreams.
But I'm pretty sure it's small. Like the staff, they're always the same.
How many times have you been to Doba? You only went once with me.
I've been
So
several.
you're telling me that you have feelings for Doba.
I have positive feelings for Doba as a restaurant/cafe.
But this is my first time going to Doba Cafe, and I was quite impressed. I ordered a hot dog that was inside of a croissant. I don't remember what it was called.
Was it kolache? Is that the right word? That's probably a different
No,
thing.
I wouldn't have ordered that because I wouldn't know how to pronounce that. I would have been like, I'm nervous. Unless I made you order it for me, which may have been the case. I paid for everything, so maybe I had you order it and then I paid for it.
You got the regular one and the spicy one.
You'd be shocked how many times I don't order what I want to order at a restaurant because I'm not sure how to pronounce what it is. Constantly do it. And not just at Mexican restaurants, everywhere. Go to Wendy's, I'm like, the Baconator? Baconiator? That's a good joke. Pretty happy with that one. So Doba Cafe, it's very important that if we're talking on this podcast to give you the Google review score for certain places. And Doba Cafes is outstanding. They're sitting at 4.9 stars out of over 300 reviews, which, if you think about it, though, that's probably why they have such few hours, is because it guarantees that they can hit their really good just for those 8 hours that they're open, and then they don't have to worry about it afterwards. Because places that are open 24/7, they probably suck. Like Waffle House sucks.
Mm-hmm. Walmart used to be 24-hour.
Yeah, and it sucked when it was 24 hours. Mm-hmm. There's a good time to reset and get things fresher and everything when you're not open 24 hours. So I'm going to give them their 4.9 stars and say that it was a great experience and I loved going in there. But also they should be open more hours to offset some of that. So we need to make them worse so they can have more hours. That's what I'm getting at.
Well, they've never tried to offer me a coupon.
You know what Hanley's doing
anything.
right now? She's trying to give me PTSD. She has her legs stretched out. She's trying to touch me with her toe.
I'm trying to be comfy.
Do you want to put it up here on the desk?
No.
I can pick it.
I want to live my life with the way I was doing it.
Great Wolf Lodge. Oh, no. Hitting all kinds of buttons. Help. Sorry about that. I have a foot massager underneath my desk, and I accidentally just turned it on when I was trying to get Hanley's toe away from me. I like your toes. You're good.
This is a very foot heavy.
This is a very foot heavy. Oh, it must be a size 12.
Oh, no.
Huh? Did you hear my heavy foot joke?
It reminded me of a story.
Okay.
Said I always talk about kids and work.
Can you talk about it on the podcast?
Yeah.
All right, cool. This is a story.
It's a short story.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember what the website was called, but I overheard these two students. And they weren't whispering, it was quite loud. But they were talking about how one of the students had sold feet pics online on one of those. They called it I think Feet Finder or something like that. I'm like, oh goodness. And I was like, some things are supposed to be inside thoughts, not outside thoughts, where your teacher can hear it.
Is it not? I guess my immediate thought of finding out if you're underage, can you sell feet pics? But I guess I don't know how I feel about that. It'd be like you have child models, you have teenage models. When you're 16, you can get your own job. You get your own paychecks and everything. I guess there's nothing inherently inappropriate about feet pics, but it feels wrong.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
You didn't dig into it? Even
I
report
felt
them?
like that was a very dangerous place
Yeah,
for
because I
me
don't
to
know
be
how I feel
sticking
about
my
that's a
nose.
good question of like morality, though. Let's talk about this.
Let's
No,
not.
let's talk about
Let's
it.
not.
Well,
I've had enough things.
let me ask this: if your daughter, when she was 16, you're making a face. Never mind. I'm not gonna ask. Okay, let's say my daughter, Harold Jr. When they would turn 16, they came to us and they were like, "Hey, I'm gonna start selling pictures of my feet on the internet. Is that okay?" What would your immediate reaction be?
My immediate reaction would be no.
Right? That's mine too.
But I'd also question.
But then you got to think about it. It's just
I'd worry about safety. Because that's one of the things I brought. I was like, you didn't give out like any identifying information about yourself, right?
well, that's the thing. I mean, if there's going to be a part of your body that you're going to sell pictures of, it doesn't get further away from your face than your feet, right? Like now, I'm thinking like if I found out if you came to me and you're like, I want to start an OnlyFans, I'd be like, oh well, that I don't like that. I wish that wasn't happening. But then if you follow up with, I'm going to sell pictures of my feet and I'm going to sell videos of my feet, I'd probably be okay. Like I would think I'd be okay with that.
That's because I'm an adult.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, what is it about feet that we like? If Harold Jr. came up to me and was like, "Dad, I'm gonna do headshots for a magazine. I'm gonna do
Because
some
you
modeling."
know if it's feet, the odds are it's being sexualized.
You'd think so, but I don't have a foot fetish. I have a reverse foot fetish. That's what
You probably wouldn't buy feet pics. The people that are purchasing the pictures of feet do have a foot fetish.
Yeah, and I guess if you're saying your child is just doing modeling photos, but I mean, I wouldn't want her to do either. I wouldn't want her, like, I don't want her to be a public image all over the place when she's 16. I would want that to be when she's older. I don't know what I would say. Again, if she's 16, she comes up to me and says she's going to sell feet pics. I think I'd probably be like, let's make sure it's safe and that I don't know. That's really tough.
I hope we never have to cross this parental moral bridge. And I'm thinking that maybe this should have been something I kept as an inside thought. Like maybe this is a story I didn't have to share.
Do you need me to edit this out?
I don't know.
Okay. Sorry. But we did your birthday. The big thing we were planning on doing for your birthday was freebies because Hanley, being the smart cookie that Hanley is, collects and keeps track of all kinds of things. If we get a like junk mail in the mail, it'll sit on the counter for a week while Hanley decides if it's worth using the coupons or not. Like she's a couponer. And I didn't know that was real.
I can't tell you last time I used a paper coupon, but I'm like,
You
what
save
if I
them.
need it? What if
Right,
I need
you do
it?
save them. So she's been like collecting and planning around the different things you can get for free on your birthday. We did a bunch of them, and even doing that, she still didn't use all of them. She can use them all. Like Red Robin, we had to do later. We did that like a week or so later after your birthday because you get a free. Let's tell the people about this so they know on their birthday they can just sign up for some of these. What are they? We got Red Robin, a free burger, and it's not even the most expensive burger.
Yeah, it was a free meal.
A free meal.
Because it came with a side. So they advertised it as a free burger, but it was really a free meal. But you have to meet certain criteria. So you have to have been signed up for the rewards program. It has to be during your birthday month. And you have to have spent money there in the past, I don't know, maybe a year. You have to have bought something there recently.
Which we do because we like Red Robin. So you had Red Robin. You had Ulta. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Ulta.
What is their free thing?
So they have, as part of their rewards program, you get to pick from a list of things. So sometimes it's hair stuff or makeup, skincare. I picked some Olaplex.
So, excuse me?
Hair stuff.
Isn't that the thing that makes people skinny? Olaplex?
Nope, that's Ozempic.
Good joke, though.
Tee.
Tee.
Well, and also, I do want to add that I'm not like sitting around and coming up with, all right, here's my master plan to get all the free things.
Oh,
It's
no,
more
no, sorry.
so,
If I was implying that, no, you get emails and stuff.
yeah, like
And
I've
then you
signed
just,
up
yeah.
for different rewards programs. And so then I was like, oh, let me go into my email box and search birthday and see who sent me stuff.
And see, my brain doesn't work. I'm not a good thrifter. You're very good at, like, I think if we both had $20, you could make it last for a month. I can make it last for 2 days. That's just one of your strengths, and I don't have that strength. So it never would have crossed my mind to get on my email and search birthday and then find the different things that I've gotten through that. We've even had this conversation before, and this is the first time it's crossed my mind to ever do that.
I used to think it's because I grew up so poor, but you didn't have money as a.
We had God.
Yeah, like, I mean, you had enough to survive.
We had the
but-
Lord.
So maybe it's not just because I was impoverished.
No, it's because you're smart. You're a smart
Oh.
cookie. That was the first thing I said. Hanley, you're smart.
What kind of cookie would I be?
Great American Cookie. Transition. We went to Great American Cookie because Hanley talks about Great American Cookie a lot. And when she talks about her favorite type of cake, it's cookie cake. So I did not make her a birthday cake. I did not buy candles. I did not do that whole shebang because I knew on her birthday we were going to go get her some Great American Cookie. And we got you some, and it was delicious.
Yeah, it was not part of the free stuff, but it was worth purchasing.
It's free to you.
Free to me.
Birthday. And then what's the dumbest one we did? Oh, we went to Starbucks. We got sorry, I shouldn't say dumbest.
I started to laugh because the dumbest one you're going to say is the movie theater.
Yeah, I know. But I wanted to talk to us about Starbucks because we did Starbucks. You got a free, what was like the amount you could spend on the Starbucks? You get a free coffee with Starbucks.
Oh, I don't think there's like a cap. You just get a free drink.
So you could have piled that baby up.
I mean, my drink was probably like, it was less than $7, but more than $6.
Yeah, you got that free. Steak and Shake does free milkshake.
Mhm.
Culver's
We
does
didn't
free
go
ice
yet.
cream.
Uh-huh.
I'm just trying to think of some of the other ones that we didn't do. That might be all that I can think of right now.
Well, there's other, like Chick-fil-A had like a free dessert. A lot of places do a free dessert.
Yeah, which is offensive to us diabetics. Put that out there. It is very important. And this is some of the advice I give new diabetics. When someone's like, I'm a diabetic, what kind of advice would you give me? 2 things I say. You guys need to hear this. This is important stuff. You need to hear this, Hanley, just in case you end up being diabetic.
I mean, my dad was a type 2 diabetic, so it's likely.
Oh, well, yeah. Firstly, do whatever you can possibly do to be able to afford the best care. So if you have a car payment, you have a really nice car, sell that really nice car. If you do whatever you need to do to be able to afford the continuous glucose monitors and the insulin pump. Do not stick to finger pricks. Do not stick to needles. It is so important for you to have the best medical devices possible. So change your budget in order to fit that. Make the changes that you need. Secondly,
It's so your glucose thingy just sent me a notification about how your blood sugar
good
is low.
timing.
It just sent it to my smartwatch.
Your smartwatch just got a notification saying that my blood sugar is getting low. I think we're okay. It's at 100.
Okay.
So we're good. It says you sent me a video an hour ago. What video did you send me an hour ago?
I have no idea.
Huh, okay. That's what my watch says. Anyways, the second most important thing is to change your relationship with food. Stop thinking about food as rewards for things. And my endocrinologist disagrees with me and says this is not how you should think about it. You should still eat for pleasure. And I say nay. I say do not eat for pleasure. Do not celebrate. Do not connect all your holidays to food. There should not be oh, well, it's Thanksgiving. That means I'm going to eat all this crap. Oh, it's like every freaking holiday is about eating except for Christmas, which is why Christmas is superior. Everything else is about candy and like everything is. Like Valentine's Day is supposed to be about love. What does chocolate have to do with it? Why is it about getting boxes of chocolate?
Spoken like a diabetic.
Spoken like a diabetic. 4th of July, it's not about fireworks and stuff. It's about
hot
burgers
dogs.
and hot dogs. Every single holiday is about something that you don't need to eat and eating it. So it bothers me. What was my point? Did I have a point?
You were giving diabetic advice that is against what your doctor said.
Oh, because I was complaining about how all the freebies
Yes.
are food related. Like I like the Ulta does it. I think that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I wish like you could go to the comic book store and you could get a free comic book. Like I wish
Ooh.
more places more non-food related places.
Cuts and Comics should get on that.
Yeah.
It's your birthday. If you can prove it, here's a free comic.
They actually will give you a free comic no matter what if you come there. You get a haircut, they have like a box of the freebies they're handing out. So I've always gotten a free comic. So I guess they should give you an extra free comic on your birthday. A second free comic. We love Cuts and Comics over here at Harold. And then the silliest one that we did, freebie, was the movie theater. Because the movie theater gives you a free popcorn for your birthday. Mm-hmm. Which, if you're hearing that and you're like me, a sane person, your thought is, well, yeah, if you go and get a movie ticket, right? You have to get a movie ticket in order to get free popcorn. No. You can just go in there and get a popcorn. You just go in there and be like, look at my rewards thing. I get a free popcorn. Give me my popcorn.
This probably happens more often than you think. When I worked at the movie theater, I worked at NCG near Peachtree City. People would come in there to buy popcorn and not even see a movie. They would come to buy popcorn and then take it home to watch their own movie.
I don't believe that.
I promise you, this happened multiple times while I worked there. And I worked there for less than a year.
You worked there for less than a year, and you were pregnant.
I was very pregnant.
Very pregnant. And people would come and just buy like a bucket of popcorn and take it?
Yes.
Is there like a to-go box?
No, they just get the bucket. But NCG, they used to have where you could get like all the butter and seasonings and stuff on it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I don't feel like me going there to get a free one is that weird when people would come and
well, and again, popcorn. I think as I've been saying for all these things, I think you're brilliant and you're so smart. But if I would have seen that, I would have said, I can get a free popcorn, but I can only do it if I go to the movie.
That's probably the idea they have. They don't actually want you to go there and just get something for free. The idea is to draw you in and get you to buy.
It would have worked on me. I would have gone and seen a movie.
You need a drink, so then you got to buy a drink to go with your popcorn and movie.
We didn't get a drink. We didn't get a movie
ticket. That's because we didn't get a movie ticket.
You just got a popcorn and you only ate half of it and we threw away the other half.
Well, I had good intentions. I thought that I and the children would eat it all.
And you did not. It was like a small popcorn too, wasn't it?
Well, the kids can never decide if they like popcorn. Sometimes they want to eat all of it. Other times, I don't like popcorn.
That's how I feel. I hate popcorn.
But you try it every time.
Every single time I make it, I grab one piece and I always eat it and I always hate it. And I've been doing it my entire life. My entire life, I've seen popcorn and gone, I hate popcorn.
Do you like the smell?
No.
See, I thought maybe if you liked the way it smelled, like, oh, this should taste good, and then it doesn't.
I like the way it looks.
Okay.
And I like the sound of it crunching in your mouth. I like the sound of it popping in the bag. I like what it represents. Mm-hmm. But the actual taste and the experience of eating popcorn is a nightmare.
That's kind of how I feel about tomatoes.
Do tell.
Because they look so good. They look like a vegetable apple. Like from the outside. They're so red and squishy and yummy looking. And then I eat it. I'm like, but this is the worst.
I love tomatoes.
Oh, gosh. They're so
That's how I feel about apples.
Apples are amazing.
Apples are disgusting.
Oh, my goodness.
This relationship's never going to work.
Yeah, well, we'll eat separately.
No, I guess that's fair. Isn't it annoying when couples are like, we gotta eat the same thing?
That would really limit what I can eat.
Right.
Because I am not at this moment diabetic.
No, you're going to get there, though, as we talked about earlier. We ended your birthday with presents and Olive Garden.
Ah, yes. Noodles.
In typical Hanley fashion, once it was deciding that we were going to go eat somewhere for dinner, she spent about an hour and a half debating and looking up and thinking about where we were going to eat, but she knew she wanted noodles. She was just nervous that the Olive Garden, because Olive Garden's not always, sometimes
it's not good.
Right, sometimes it is nasty.
It's fine.
But for your birthday, it was what we decided to do, and I think it paid off, yeah?
Yeah, what we had was good.
Do you remember what you got? Rigatoni.
Something tortellini. I got not rigatoni. I got tortellini.
I got tortellini.
Makes me want to play Mario.
That's French.
Oh yeah, I got Super Mario Party for my birthday. Okay, we'll come back. We'll come back
to presents in a
second.
second.
Noodles.
Yeah, Hanley is, again, we're bragging on Hanley a lot today, which is good because it's her birthday episode. She's also, like I said, she can take $20 to stretch it out. She can take one meal at a restaurant and stretch it out for like 2 weeks.
I mean, not 2 weeks because that would make me sick. But I ate that Olive Garden probably 4 times.
Yeah, and I ate my entire Olive Garden, which is making me sound like a big bag, but I don't think I am.
But no, when you go to Olive Garden, you don't actually eat the pasta that they bring you.
I didn't get pasta.
You eat the endless salad and soup, and then you save the pasta for later. You eat a couple bites of pasta to show your intentions of
Show your intentions. That's my point. I don't think that way when I go places. You think, how can I get the most out of this? When I go places, I think, how can I enjoy this the most right now? You're so good at making things last.
I need to be more like what you just said, though, where I'm just more in the moment. Like, how do I enjoy this the most? Because instead, I'll just stress and fret and spend an hour and a half trying to decide where I'm going to eat because I'm overthinking.
I think we could both learn a little bit from each other in this scenario.
Partnership.
We're in love. Hello there. You won't be in love with me.
You're salad fingersing it right now.
I'm salad fingering it?
Yeah.
I'm fingering a salad?
No, you. So this reference I'm making is probably.
I don't know what this is.
You're too old, and a lot of people listening are probably too young.
5 years older than you, but go ahead and joke.
It's like, I like rusty spoons. It's a thing on the internet. We'll look at it later.
Spoons.
It's really creepy. I thought I showed it to you.
Maybe you did.
At least one person listening will know what I'm talking about, I hope. And be like, oh my gosh, I forgot about salad fingers.
Salad fingers. Is it like a monster?
I don't know. I don't know what he is. He looks kind of monstery. He's the stuff of nightmares. He's a cartoon.
And he likes
He's got salad for fingers, and he's kind of green looking. And he likes rusty spoons. It's from the same time period as Charlie the Unicorn.
I know Charlie the Unicorn.
From same time period.
Okay.
We'll look at it later. I'll show you.
I can't wait. And if you're listening
to this,
the
outro to this.
We'll be quiet for 10 seconds so those listening can look it up.
Or you could pause it. I could look it up.
We have to pause it. We have to be quiet for 10 seconds so those listening. 10 seconds. You ready?
Okay.
No, you can't say Mississippi. You have to be completely silent. Starting now. All right, so now we're all on the same page. You know who forgot to look up what salad finger was during that 10 seconds? Whoops.
It honestly wouldn't have surprised me if you just ended the podcast there. That just seems like a thing you would have done.
See, now this is lasting a lot longer.
Look, it's right there. It's a British animated series.
Oh my God. What is wrong with him?
See, it exists.
He doesn't have salad for fingers. He has people.
No, he's wearing the people puppets.
Wearing the people puppets.
Mm-hmm.
This is the worst.
It's terrifying.
Okay, well, hated that. Wish I wouldn't.
This seems like something that, like, I would find a kid your age sitting around, or not kid your age, a kid your child's age.
Well, let's say you just said
sitting
I was
around.
too
Like, I could
old
imagine your kid watching these videos.
So
I'll show it to her later.
Please don't. Please don't. That's worse than her taking pictures of her feet. You got presents. Do you want to talk about your presents?
Presents. Well, I just mentioned Super Mario Party.
Super Mario Party Jamboree. This is the newest Mario Party game.
We've been having fun with that.
One more question.
Okay.
Do you feel like I constantly forget when I'm doing this podcast that this is supposed to be about Newnan and Newnan Focus. Because I think like we've kind of evolved past that at this point. Do you feel like Newnan is a good place to celebrate a birthday, or if it's better to get out of Newnan and go somewhere else? Now that you've done it, we've hung out in Newnan, we've hung out in another city, we've hung out in Tennessee on your birthday. Now that you've done a different city how do you feel? How does it fall into, like, can somebody really celebrate their full birthday in Newnan and have a good time?
Yeah, I would say so. I think that for us, because we live right in the heart of everything, it's just part of our norm. And so when it's something we're trying to celebrate, might want to mix it up a little, go on a little trippy if we can. But there's definitely stuff to do here. It's not something where there's like a bunch of really cool, crazy stuff. I still think we really need a Dave and Buster's that would really put Newnan just on the map of awesomeness, but you hated that.
I like the voice talking like this. Now that you had a birthday, this is your voice now.
No, I think it's from the accent you had followed by the salad fingers talk.
Jesus.
I gotta shake it.
Too much stuff has influenced this. So you say, yeah, you can have a fun birthday in Newnan?
Yeah, I mean, I have had many birthdays in Newnan.
Oh, so your old birthdays are better than your new birthdays.
No, I'm saying I've been in
So you don't wanna be with me
Newnan a while. I moved away and came back.
Well, this is our last episode as I almost said husband and wife. Dude, I gotta get a smile. Hanley went boing. She lit up. Sorry, no, I'm smiling. What was my point? Oh, presents.
So, other than Super Mario Party Jamboree, I got an Astrobot plushie, which is also related to video games, if you're not familiar. And then Harold is a romantic, which I mentioned before. Yeah, you can pretend, but he's very much a romantic. And so he typed up reasons that he loves me and cut them out on these little strips of paper and put them in a box that he picked out because it relates to his nickname for me. And he didn't just come up with 32 of them, which would be how old I was turning. You came up with how many?
330.
332 reasons.
And I think wording it as I came up with is wrong. I was inspired and I recorded it. I just wrote down what you inspired out of me. And as I've told you before, there's a lot more than 332. The hard part was narrowing it down to 332. Because I've got it saved. I'm not going to give it to you. I might like secretly add them to your box at some point.
Yeah, I'm not counting.
Yeah, that's true. Well, they're numbered, aren't they? Don't they say like one?
Yeah, but you could like double up and I'd just be like, no, I don't know if I've done this one. I remember pulling out number 69 because you made it a hee for that number, but I don't remember anything else I picked.
What if I told you that every single number represented something specific?
That's too much.
It's not. It's not what happened. So don't worry about it. That would be a lot for 332. It was 331 when we shared this moment together. That's why this one is 331.
That's where you cross into creepy. Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's kind of cute.
Yeah, because you're hot, and so it works.
That,
I'm kidding. You are hot, but
the things I do, I can only get away with because I'm hot. And if I wasn't hot, I wouldn't be able to get away with it. Wow. I'm going to go take back that box. Is there anything else interesting for your birthday or anything else going on in life that you want to mention?
Anything else for birthday? Anything going on in my life? Is there something I'm forgetting or are you just asking?
Just asking.
I got stuck on regretting the last joke I made because it made me sound like a douche.
Which joke?
Where I was like, it's because you're hot.
Oh, that's a joke that I make about myself a lot.
Let's see. Birthday. Oh, he took my kids to go pick out presents for me for my birthday, and that's never happened before. So that was a new thing for me. It was really sweet. My son picked out a cup with Hello Kitty on it. And my daughter gave me some kind of purple fluffy dinosaur plushie. It was super cute and I loved it.
And my kid got you what?
Oh yeah!
Axolotl stickers?
Oh my goodness.
I'm trying to remember what she picked.
She picked out some sea slug stickers.
Sea slugs, not axolotls. Okay, you're right. Because I didn't even know what a sea slug was until Hanley told me about him just recently.
Yeah, well, me and Harold Jr. have talked about sea slugs, and she kept saying that it was called something different. And I was like, no, they're sea slugs. But they're cool.
They're cool.
They're cute.
Well,
there's a sea slug t-shirt I've seen. I need to get her
you're
that.
way too into sea slugs right now. And they're not even hot.
Have you? Yeah, they are. Google that.
Google that. You'll see how hot they are. That's why when we make love, she says, "Oh, sea slug. You're such a sea slug. You look like a sea slug. You move like a sea slug."
I'm just gonna.
No, I'll take it. I'll be a sea slug. Also, an important thing to mention as we wind down.
Wind down.
That's what I want to say. This is episode number 50, which means we've been recording since May of last year. And boy, oh boy, has this podcast gone a lot of places. We've done some real terrible, awful episodes. We've done some real sad ones. We've done some real informative ones about like meth and stuff. The meth-isode.
I did not find it
that was
informative.
Hanley's first. Well, yeah, because you
sure.
already knew all about meth. Not because you did meth.
Yeah, I don't even know that much about it. I just was raised by it. But anyway.
It was informative to me listening. We've done episodes where I pretend like I wasn't me. We've done murder mysteries. I've done episodes all about winks and things. It's been a long go of it. But this is episode 50, and we're almost at our 1 year anniversary. What should I do for my 1 year anniversary to celebrate the podcast? We should set up microphones all throughout the house and just record for 24 hours, and I'll post all 24 hours on there, and people can just hear how we live.
I don't think they want that. That's mostly going to be, let's see, during the daytime, it would be you doing chores and the kitty cat scratching.
Yeah.
And then when the kids are here, it would be like, that's my toy. No, it's mine. I'm playing with it. Blah, blah, blah.
That's not fair. We have some real adorable moments with the kids.
Oh, yeah. I love them, but also a lot of them.
I mean, yeah, I love them, but...
You can't hear us cuddling. You can hear them yelling.
No, you can't hear us cuddling. That's true. Like I pointed out today, you're right. This is a terrible idea to record the house. When Hanley got home today from work at like 5:20, I was being really sassy. She was like, "Oh, I see you're going to be sassy today," and I had to mention to her that this was the first time I spoke out loud the entire day. I made it to 5. Usually, I go to the gym or I go to the doc. I go to a lot of doctors. I usually have done something. Today I had so many like chores and stuff to do at the house, which the house looks nice. So just put that out there. It looks good. I fixed the vacuum too, by the way. Vacuum is fixed.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I thought the rug looked vacuumed.
The rug is nice and vacuumed. But since I didn't talk, I didn't know if I was going to be sassy today or not. It wasn't until I did my first bit of talking to find out if I was going to be sweet or sassy or silly. So it turned out I was sassy.
Do you still feel the sassiness?
No, I don't feel sassy now. I have a headache and I want to go to bed and my feet hurt. And we've been talking for over an hour about stuff that we already tried to talk about once, but the podcast got messed up.
I'll give you a foot rub.
Oh, touch my toes. Touch my toes.
We're back to
touching my toes. All right, now take a picture.